Hello, everybody. I worked today on designing a card for my son who's graduating from boot camp next week. My husband and I get to go and watch him graduate, and we're really excited. So I used some stencils, some distress ink, some nice papers I found. Then I'll show you a stamp set, a die set, and I'll show you how I did it. And I'm going to change it up just a little bit on the second card, and maybe you can help me decide which one I like the best. So here's what the card looks like. I haven't done anything to the inside on this one. And I put some stars on the flap of the envelope also. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I am using this stamp set that has a matching die, and it's called Use Sketch. And I'm going to use the congratulations. So let's see, I've cut some pieces ready to go, so you don't have to watch the tedious process um, of me cutting everything out. So this is just a scratch piece that I had that I'm going to stamp onto. Okay, like that. You know what? I don't like that. I didn't get that. I didn't even look to make sure, probably because I'm on camera, to make sure I had the ink all the way on those solid spots, and I did not. So let's do that again. We use the other side. That's the great thing about a card. No one's going to see the back. Okay, much better. And I don't know about you, but I like to kind of give my stamps a little wipe off really quickly. Okay, so this has a die. And here's the matching die set for the Use Sketch. It has some cute stuff. It has, it has a die cut for everything. It has a banner, "You rock, happy birthday, you did it," which at first I thought I was going to use the "you did it," and then when I got down to it, I didn't. So here is let me show you here. I've got my Journey Platinum machine here, and I'll pull it in a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so one half of this has a magnet on it. So I'm just going to set this here. And let's see, is that the right way it goes? Yes, that looks right. Put that there, and then we put the other cutting plate. Okay, cutting plate, can you come out? There we go. Put the other cutting plate on top, and I'm going to run this through. And only one half of this platform has a magnet to it, and you're going to hear this crackle because I haven't used this one but once. There we go. Cracking noise, and that's perfectly normal. Don't panic if you get a cracking noise. First few times you use these thin dies. Okay, let's take that on out of there. There it is. And I'm going to push that back out of the way a little bit. And I just dropped something. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure that out later. Okay, so put the die and the stamp set away to the side. And I have this cut out now. And on the first card, I kind of buffed it in a little bit of blue. So I'm going to do that again. And the distress ink I'm using is Stormy Sky for the blue. And I'm just going to come right sides like that. Kind of come inward because I don't want this stark white. I decided I didn't like the way that looked. So you always start off the edge of anything that you're distressing like that and kind of come inwards. So start over here so you don't get those harsh lines. And I think that's enough. I think that looks good. You can also, go around the edges if you want the edges to stand out a little bit more. Okay, so there's that. That piece is ready to go. And I've already cut this piece, which is going to be the first piece that goes down on my card front. Here's my card front. And this piece is going to go here. I'm going to keep that the same as the first card. And I am going to use, I think that's what fell. I just realized what fell. Yes, my tape runner. And I'm going to use this one because even though it's a permanent adhesive, it gives you a little bit of time if you don't get it placed exactly the right spot. Okay, so this first layer I'm using is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I just came in 1/8 of an inch from the card front, which this is a standard A2 size card. So it is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And let's see if I can get this straight on camera. Do you know sometimes when you buy these pre-made cards, they are not, now this has got a little something on it, so I'm going to get it this way. Let's see, that looks pretty straight. Not too bad for being on camera. Okay, so there is my first. I love this weathered paper, and let me see if I can figure out what it's called. It's a paper studio paper, which means it comes from Hobby Lobby. Normally they're 59 cents a sheet for 8.5 by 11, which is pricey. But this was on special. I get them when they're 4 for something, you know, 4 for $1 or whatever. Um, it's called Patriotic Wood Grain, in case you're looking for it. And they had the patriotic papers all together. So there's that. This next layer is the one that I'm going to stencil. And I cut it a little bit smaller than on the first card because I wanted to see more of this wood grain paper this time. So here is my stencil. And it is called, it has stars on it. It's a folk art stencil. And I want to say it was $3 and something. It is from China, of course. It is called Where Distress Stars. It's so tiny. It's called Distress Stars. And I really like it. And I've got a little bit of washi tape here on my stencil so I can hold it in place. Try to get that fairly straight. Hold that down. And I'm going to use two colors kind of to go to with that wood grain paper. I'm going to use this frayed burlap and the Stormy Skies. So let's start with the Stormy Skies. And these are just regular distress ink. And what I did last time was just kind of do 2 rows of each color going down. And I love how these stars have they're not quite solid. They've got little, yeah, they're distressed looking. Okay, let's put this burlap over here. I've been known to stick the dauber in the wrong color because you can't tell the color without the lid on. So I want to make sure I stick it in a different area. And these, you can go as light or as dark as you want. Maybe keep some light, go darker with some other ones. Okay, let's see here. I hope you could see that. That's creating kind of a glare there, I see. Okay, go 2 more down. And if you overlap these colors a little bit, that's fine. I think that looks even better. Okay, so 2 more of this one, the Stormy Skies. And then there's 1 row left, so I'm going to switch that out to the frayed burlap. Maybe overlap the Stormy Sky a little bit going up there. Okay. Oops. Oh, and this stencil's got a lot of little pieces, so I was kind of rough with that. I probably need to be careful when I use this in the future. And I'm going to lift this up. And I really like the way that looks. Now I'm going to take a little bit of, should I do frayed burlap? Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of the frayed burlap and kind of go around the edges of this, just because I like the look. I know it's kind of old school to go around the edges this much. It used to be something we did all the time with every card. We had to distress and ink the edges up, but I think I want it on this card with this feel to it. Okay. All right, so there's my next layer, is the stencil. And I have my congratulations already ready. And let's see, we are going to also do, I did a little banner. I've got some excess pieces here. And let me see, it needs to be fairly long because this congratulations is long also. So let me see. Yeah, that looks about right. Put about there. I'm just eyeballing this piece. And then the way, I know some of you, when I first learned how to do this, somebody told me, oh, do it in half and then go up, and that works too. But it also works just to go straight up the middle and then go from the corner into that middle cut and then the other corner into the middle cut. So whichever way is easiest for you. And I know some people will do one side and then they'll use it as a template to do the other side, which I suppose you could do that too, but that seems kind of tedious. This does not have to be exact. All right, so I'm going to take some of this natural journey twine, or journey thread, I think they call it. Yes, journey thread. And I'm going to be doing some popping up here. So let's take our card base with, I lost it for a moment. That's how I do when I'm crafting. So much gets on the table that I start losing things. All right, so I'm going to use some of these journey foam squares. Oh, I got the little ones out. That's okay. Just have to use a few more. I meant to get the bigger ones out. So I'm going to pop this piece up, But before I do that, I'm going to put this on. So the way I'm going to do this is to have a little bit of adhesive here. And I thought I had some tape near me. Do I see tape? No, I do not. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of permanent here, put a little bit down here where I'm going to start it. And then I'm going to put this twine right there in that adhesive, I hope. Okay, I'm going to run it up here. See, I'm doing it kind of at an angle. And come behind and cross it like this. And then, and it didn't stay. That's okay, I'll get it. And then I'm going to come up the middle. Okay. And then I need to tape this piece in the back also. So let me cut it off. Really would have been better had I remembered to get Scotch tape. Let's see here if I can do this, because this stuff is pretty sticky. Okay, so let's do that. So you can see how I've done that. It just kind of crisscrossed on there, and this natural color goes really well with that frayed burlap. And then I'm going to pop this piece up a little bit. So let's put the pop dots. I think I'll put one right on top of each of these so that it kind of is another thing to hold it in place. And I'm going to have to use a lot of these, which I wouldn't have had to do if I'd gotten out the right size of pop dots before I started this video. And these are called, let me see, these are the Journey foam squares, and these are the small. They come with 308 in a pack. And yeah, I did not eat the small. The medium or large would have been a better deal. Okay, so let me quickly get these dots down, then we'll continue on with the card. And however many you want to put down, I'm going to put a few in the middle, just because I don't want the middle kind of sinking in on me on this card. But I'm not mailing this card either, so I don't mind having a little three-dimensional to it. But if that bothers you, or if you're going to mail it and you think, oh, I don't want it sticking up or getting damaged or anything, then just do like I did the first one and just keep it all flat. Okay, let me get these popped off here. And then we're going to stick it on the front of our card and get the sentiment on. And then I'm going to do a little decorating on this one on the inside also. Just because I think it looks nice when you're going to sign the inside if you haven't left it blank. And as I'm talking, of course, I have to make sure I've got all these pulled off because I've not been paying that close attention. Okay, so I want this twine to be on this side. So let's see here if I can kind of get that straight. How does that look? Looks pretty good. Okay, put that down. Now I have this piece right here and this, and I kind of decided, I may be wrong, but I kind of decided it would look cool to have it one of those mini staples holding it on. I don't know. I kind of think the look would be cool. So let me put one here rather than glue it down. And I'll put one right here. Try to get right at the edge. I kind of like the way that looks. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up a little bit too since the twine is behind it. More pop dots, sorry. More journey dots. Here we go. Foam dots. I'm not going to put as many, of course, on here. But let's put one right there. And let's put one there. Okay. Maybe one more. If in doubt, put extra pop dots, right? I call them pop dots. I don't know why. I think I've always called them that. But these are actually squares. These are not the dots. Okay. Let's get those all up there. I'm sorry, this is probably turning into a very long tutorial, but all right. And so we're going to stick our sentiment right about there in the center of where those overlap each other. Okay, I like that. I think I like it better with the twine, but you can let me know. Okay, so I've cut some stuff for the inside. I have this piece, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to put it down. Oops, I think it's just about time to change out this cartridge. I like this. It's not as heavy as the the big gun that everybody likes to use so much. It was too heavy for me to use all the time. Finally got the brace off my hand, and I'd like to keep it that way for a while. Okay, there's that. And then I've cut a piece of just white. Maybe I need to distress the edges of this white because that's how this card is going. Yep, let's see. I think I'll do it in the blue this time. Do it in the stormy sky. And we'll just flick around the edges, maybe a little bit inward more to give it kind of a cool look. Like I said, when I first started making cards, I don't think there was a single thing I put on a card that did not have distress ink all over it. That's how it was. That was what was popular at the time and how I learned how to do cards. Okay, attach this down. And try to get that straight. Okay, there's that inside, so we can sign it right here and write our little message to my son. And there it is. So let me know in the comments which one you like best. Do you like this one? Kind of just a little plainer, not three-dimensional at all, or do you like this one the best? So just let me know. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and happy crafting.